Welcome to the Evolving But Backwards podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Evolving But Backwards. This is Joey and here with me is
Mars Pagianopoulos.
Marias Papa something.
Which episode is this, Joey?
9.
It's 10, malaka.
Hola.
Episode 10 of our podcast.
Oh mon dieu, really 10?
Yes. Another benchmark, that's PC. Another milestone.
Milestone. We're hitting those left and right, left and center.
We are non-stop. We have exceeded the 600 listens. Again, thank you.
Many efcharistos.
Many efcharistos.
All the efcharistos to you.
We should check again and name the countries. On the previous episode, Sweden was first, and then we have Spain, and then we had Greece.
Okay, so a shift of power. Power dynamics are changing. Oh mon dieu.
Okay, sure. On today's episode,
What are we talking about today?
some people might agree with us. Some people, and I'm talking about you, Ali, might not agree with what we're going to talk about. But today's episode is going to be about living in Athens, not Greece, but Athens specifically. This marvel of society and civilization and democracy. So, yes.
What a marvel. I want to give a shout out to a special artist. So the song at the beginning, the beat at the beginning is actually an intro of a fully fledged song called Purple Skies by this artist called Joey Rapture. I don't know him personally, but I don't know. The song seems nice. Maybe go check it out if you want.
He's on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all the major platforms.
Bravo, Joy.
Thank you.
I was talking about Athens being like a jewel of society, but that's until Evolviana starts.
Oh, that's
because
true.
then Evolviana will be the...
I got some questions about the Evolviana, by the way.
What questions?
I just realized my jeans are ripped. It was from your bike.
My bike ripped your jeans? How? To be honest, I saw that my license plate was a bit crooked.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, but okay, when you have ripped jeans and my license plate is crooked, probably something happened there.
No, it was because of the violent winds, because we were going really quick. Beyond the speed limit, legal speed limit, I have to say.
Okay, sure.
I'm joking.
How was your week, Joy?
It was nice. It just began because we're recording on Monday. Weekend was nice. I went away
Monday
from
the
12th, yes. Because all of this, we plan this out methodically and religiously.
But we're here.
That's what matters. At the end of the day, A for effort, and half of the battle is showing up. That's what my school teacher used to say until she passed away.
So she lost the battle, you would say. Okay, so nothing? Like previous week, more malaka.
Previous week, what did I do? Honestly, I have a sort of a post-traumatic stress disorder that kind of makes me go 51st days through Barrymore Adam Sandler, where I just forget and block out the trauma. But I think, it was traumatic.
Okay, Joey just was incoherent for 40 seconds straight.
Is that different than the norm, though?
Not true.
Okay,
so another exciting week for Joy. Every week I ask you the same, every week you reply the same.
I feel like my life is a series of trauma. But anyway, enough about me. How about you?
For me, I was sick again last week. I don't know what the fuck happened. After I came back from Easter, I just had fever. Next day, I don't know what the fuck. Because usually my body is a temple.
Oh
and I don't get sick and shit, so it was weird that I actually had fever. Last time I had fever was a year and a half ago that I had COVID. Before that, I don't even remember when it was the last time I had sick. I never get sick, so it was weird. I have snot a lot. If I could export it and make money out of it, I would be the richest man alive. Mm-hmm. I went to my village and I left my bigger bike to get my smaller one because I bought a new bike. Hey. So I brought the smaller bike in Athens so I can commute a bit easier and less gas and whatnot. And it's actually fun because it's like a new bike. It might be smaller, but I will start working on it and customize it, and I will take it for a race.
You'll make it beautiful.
It already is, but it's gonna be even more beautiful.
If right
now the bike is Mario's, I will make it a Joy.
It's a bullshitter.
On Sunday, I went out with my girlfriend to Athens, to a roof garden, and la la la. The thing is that on Saturday, She was also sick. I guess I made her sick. Förlåt. It's Swedish for I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't do much. We just stayed in because we're both. Actually, on Saturdays when I went to switch the bikes and change the legal name of the bike and whatnot. So when I came back, she was like a bit sick already. She was on bed. She was cleaning the house and whatnot. So she fell asleep early, like 10:30, 11.
And
so
you played Hogwarts Legacy?
No, I played Warzone with my squad.
I didn't get an invite.
Are you gonna play if I invite you? The thing is that Malaka, we're already 4. I was thinking of also inviting Ali, but when we are 4,
what's the squad amount?
4 is the maximum. So even if I want, I can't. But we can do like a 3-man squad and go.
Yeah, or like you can kick one of your least favorite friends and just invite them.
No, if you play, I will jump with you.
No.
So you can feed. Anyway, so I was playing until 4 in the morning and I woke her up. Even though I was super quiet, like I wasn't speaking a lot, but still, I mean, when people shooting at you, you need to communicate and whatnot. So in any case, long story short, I woke her up at 4 that we stopped playing. That's why I stopped playing, because I woke her up and whatnot. So what she did next morning, she had an alarm at 10 in the morning to wake me up so that she doesn't let me sleep because I woke her up. Even though she was already sleeping for like 5 hours when she woke up, and then she slept again. But she's so mischievous, I'm gonna say, that she was like, I'm gonna wake him up in the morning. We had plans on Sunday, so I would wake up early, but she just wanted me to sleep as less as possible.
Petty, but I respect it.
Thank you so much. Tack så mycket. Anyway, so that's it. A recap of the week. Also, I watched the movie yesterday.
Which movie?
Nobody.
Nobody? Was it on Netflix?
Yes.
It's probably a bad movie.
No, it wasn't like a Netflix original. It was the guy, I cannot pronounce his name, that he was playing Better Call Saul Goodman.
You just pronounce his name?
That's the name on the show, Malaka.
Oh, the actual actor. Yes. I have no idea.
It's like Dan Creek something. I don't remember. I cannot pronounce it. So he wanted to make an action movie. So they made an action movie. It actually was filmed on 21. I didn't even know that it was out. But they released it on Netflix like yesterday. So like, okay, I'm going to watch it. And it was so fun, so nice. And then I checked, it was like the producer and the writers of John Wick wrote this movie, because it has a lot of similarities to John Wick. It's an action film. And it looked like a copy of John Wick. And then I realized that it had the same writer, so I'm like, it makes sense.
So action movie.
Yes, but it's very good. So if you like John Wick, watch it.
If you like Better Call Saul, the actor that we cannot pronounce, also watch it.
Okay, we need to Google his name. Actually, wait, let me grab my phone.
I'll do it. Wait. Better Call Saul. And the actor's name is...
Bob Odenkirk.
Odenkirk. Okay.
Yes.
That's a peculiar last name.
Where is he from?
American.
Yeah,
American.
Is he?
No.
Okay.
What did you think? It was Greek?
Bre Malaka, this is Better Call Saul is an American legal crime drama.
Wait, but it's the same thing.
Just click on the actor.
Perimene. Bob is an American.
Okay, one of my favorite actors is Mads Mikkelsen. Mads. Yes, with DS, Mads. DS, more. DS.
Mads Mikkelsen. Oh, okay.
Because he was like Hannibal. And I thought he was American, but he's Danish.
No, he's a great actor. I've watched Hannibal.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Denmark. Anyway, should we start?
I think yes, Marius.
Okay, so today's episode is about living in Athens and the constant pain that is to live in Athens.
The pleasures and the pain.
The pleasures and the pain, like pros and cons. It is kind of educational, because we do have a lot of listeners outside of Greece. Maybe to give you a heads up, if you're thinking of coming here, the goods and the bads. Also have a nice perspective, like we're going to talk about traveling as well, because traveling is what makes you understand the goods and the bads of where you're staying. And we have here Joy with us, who is an immigrant that he has been in different countries.
Sorry, I'm an expat. I don't know what
an expat next to us. What a weird word. From the British.
It's bullshit.
I'm not an immigrant. I'm an expat.
I'm an expat.
It's not bad to be illegal immigrant. It's kind of weird, but the immigrant, okay. If you immigrate, you're an immigrant.
It's the same thing. If you're living outside of your home country and you're working, you're an immigrant. You're no longer a tourist. A definition of a tourist, if you can be a tourist in your own country, by the way. A tourist is anyone who goes outside of their hometown. Even if you're going to a day trip, for example, you're from, what's the name of your village?
Kamari.
No, it's something that
Xylokastro is the town next to my village.
So you're from Xylokastro?
Xylokastro.
Exactly. And if you go to, right now, okay, you live here, but if you just came to Athens for a day trip, you're a tourist.
I mean, yes.
You're an immigrant.
But if you're British, you're an
expat. Because, ew, immigrant, dirty word.
Anyway, and so Joy has perspective in the topic because he's from Lebanon, one of the most beautiful countries ever.
True.
The beautiful dunes on the desert of Lebanon with the camels.
Yeah, I came by camel to Greece, yeah.
And he also been to Spain.
I've lived in Spain as well, that's true.
Anywhere else?
No, I've lived in these countries, but I've traveled, of course.
Okay, so you already have the experience of living in two different countries and cities and whatnot, and then being to Greece. So we have
different perspectives.
Exactly, because I never lived outside of Greece. I have traveled a lot, but it's not the same. It's the same in Greece. Like if you go in a specific place for a week, you're gonna love it. But if you stay there, it's different. So we have a nice perspective from your end.
Definitely, and I would say never take, when you're a tourist, never take a country for face value, because you might go and love a country just by visiting, but it's completely different when you actually live. Just when you're actually living somewhere, you have to deal with a lot of just general bureaucracy, and the lifestyle, while at face value again might seem right for you, it might not at the end of the day. But and we can talk about examples.
You mentioned bureaucracy, but if you come to Greece, we have no bureaucracy. Everything is very streamlined. So it's okay. And you know Santorini?
Of course.
See, Santorini is one of the most popular tourist attractions, like worldwide. People come and get married and whatever. It's a very beautiful island, but I have spoke with people that are from there, like living there, like during winter, and they tell me like it's shit, like it's boring as fuck. First of all, if you eat your favorite food every day, it's gonna stop being your favorite food. You're gonna get disgusted by it. So it's not the same like going there for a week or staying forever. And also, what you will see there for a week as a tourist is different from like actually staying there.
Absolutely, and it's a completely different experience for the locals as well. And we can here touch on something. For example, Barcelona, one of the most visited cities in the world. It's kinda, people hate tourists there. It's true. They absolutely hate tourists because it's become a tourist city. It's like locals are getting pushed out from the market. Don't know, but it's an interesting subject.
You shouldn't wear. Let me try a fancy expression. Maybe it's correct. Maybe it's not. You shouldn't wear pink tinted glasses of
rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses. Thank you.
I have an expression for you as well. Before we start, you can put a lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig at the end of the day.
And another expression from Joey, you can lead a horse to the water, but you cannot make it drink.
One of my favorite expressions of all time. It's very true as well.
We should change the name of the podcast to Wisdom by Joey.
Joey and Marius Papa something, because you said your full name today. It's very disconcerting to me. It bothered me.
I don't want to steal your thunder.
No. We can both be thunders. No problem.
Okay, let's start with you, because I'm very strongly opinionated by this.
Yes.
For you,
yes.
Coming from abroad.
Yes.
How is the experience of living in Athens?
Okay, so... okay, it's a very interesting... Okay, so I come from a country where it's also very bureaucratic and it's a mess and it's nothing super organized, but it's completely different coming here. As somebody who didn't speak the language, still doesn't, by the way, spoiler alert.
You don't.
No, I learned a few words.
You say the terribly signomis and left and right.
Yeah, that's true. Periptero panepistimio.
I took you to panepistimio.
Kronia pola. What's the Happy New Week? Dvodama. Have a good week. Dvodama.
Εβδομάδα, ρε.
Evdomada, yes.
Καλή εβδομάδα.
Yes. So coming here and not speaking the language, very challenging, I have to tell you, specifically at the beginning where you don't know people, you can't really, get help and get advice on that kind of thing. Like, what does this mean? Is this normal? Am I supposed to pay this? Am I supposed to do this? Because you really don't know. You hear that Greece is a little bit chaotic. There's not a
little bit, man. Like, okay, let's not talk about Greece. Let's talk about Athens, and I will tell you, like, Athens is a chaos. It shouldn't work. Somehow it does. But I mean, even if you look cities from above, and you see like Barcelona or like in Argentina, like cities like that's Brazil. Fuck.
What?
What's the capital of Argentina?
Oh no, wait.
I have it like at the end of my tongue.
This is so embarrassing. Jesus, wait.
Καλά, we're gonna cut this from the
Wait, I know this.
I also know it. Buenos Aires.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Okay.
Like my girlfriend's sister actually went there, and I really had end of my tongue. Anyway, like if you see them from above, they are super well planned and whatnot. Like fucking Google it. Like it looks like a fucking chessboard. And then you see Athens, and it's like a favela. Like.
Okay, Athens. Okay, from the way it's constructed, when you are landing in a plane, you see that absolutely like building after building. There's no planning, and I think there was even a river that was basically annihilated.
There was a river that was across Athens, like crossing Athens in the middle, and instead of just building some bridges above it, they were like, okay, we're gonna cement it.
Exactly, like there was an actual river, they cemented it to make more space for buildings, and you can really feel this crowdedness and congestion in areas like Calithea.
I can tell you that there was no planning. People were just building houses, and then they were like, now we have a road. That's how it worked out. And something that I told some of our co-workers from Denmark, hello, met Ida and Marta, that they were shocked because they went in a smaller island and they booked an Airbnb and they couldn't find the street address. And then I told them that when you go in smaller areas, I don't know if you know that, like in my village, for example, we don't have street addresses.
Oh, it's normal.
Like for me, normal maybe for you in Lebanon. The country is not. Like literally, when I order something to go to my village from the post office, just write my name and the name of the village, and then they're just gonna tell me, they know me by name, and they're just gonna come to my house.
You know how
that's how shit work here.
You know how now it's getting better, but still very common. If you were gonna come to my house, for example, I would tell you there's no street address. I would tell you, you go to this pharmacy. On this pharmacy, you go to the right, then you go up the hill, then you go down. To your left, you will see this building. It's not this building. You take the next right. So you see green trash can.
In my village, when I order food, I call the deliverer. I'm like, is Yorgos there? Like, because he was like, we were in school together. And like, yes. And I'm telling him, just bring them to Mario. If it's not, I tell them, just drive to my village, turn left when you see the mountain. In the end of the road, there's going to be like 3 different roads. You're going to take the right one. The third house to the left, to the right is me.
Exactly how you would do it in Lebanon as well. But here, it's not like this in Athens. But regarding the whole experience, it is... I don't get overwhelmed because I'm a mountain man, but I would see why other people would get overwhelmed. There's a lot of things you need to do. For example, finding a house. How do you find a house here? Most people find it super difficult, and the houses in Athens in general are trash, honestly. Like, if you go to one of these real estate websites like Xe or Spigatotos or Facebook Market, that kind of thing, it's super difficult to find a good house. Most of them are really old, and the ones that are renovated are extremely expensive. Like the housing market is insane. You have to be lucky. It's not about I'm committed, I'm searching. You have to be really lucky to find a house. So here, I had the company here help me to find out that kind of thing, but it was still the very first house. It was very bad. I've moved 5 times here in Greece, in Athens, because every single time I think, this is gonna be the house. It's a shit show, so very difficult. And also setting up, just going today to get your electricity, to set up your electricity, nobody speaks English. At the time I went,
I want to ask you, like, because if you come to my village and you go to a local market, yes, they're not going to be speaking English. But was it difficult for you in Athens to speak English to people?
No, in general, no. But in official government things, yes. Depends. For example, electricity. When I went, nobody spoke English there. I literally had to use hand gestures to explain what I wanted. And they were very nice in the sense that really, like, also overall, my experience has been very good. Everybody's been super helpful in general. When I go to these places, they understand. Okay. So when I went, the lady there didn't speak a lick of English, and we had to communicate via an app, Google Translate, and hand gestures. I got it done. But as well, none of these places have like really helpful signs that, take a number from here. Okay, it's common sense. You take a number, you wait in line. But everything is in Greek. Nothing is in English, which, of course, is normal, understandable, okay? It's Greece at the end of the day.
You are welcome.
No, but...
Malaka, we're trying to teach you the best language in the world. Is it our fault?
But, I'm with the idea, it doesn't have to have English. It's Greece, it's Athens.
No, it should have English. I mean, we are in the European zone.
I get it. But at the end of the day, it's Greece. Greek is the official language. It shouldn't have English. If it does, even better, you know?
Yeah, I think I will be shocked when I go to Japan because, I mean, it's a tourist attraction to go to Japan, like Tokyo and whatnot. The thing is that for us, English is normal because we are in Europe, so you expect to see English. But I don't know what is the universal language that they have in Asia. I don't think it's English.
I think it's English. In general, to be honest, if you want my experience, countries outside of the European Union are more likely to speak English than countries in the European Union.
Because I know that, like, some friends of mine that live in Barcelona, they told me, like, menus, for example, it's either Spanish or Catalan. They don't have English. And then I'm like, what if I go to Japan?
When I lived in Spain, nobody spoke English. Even the very educated doctor, blah, 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 the la, 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 as you would say, the majority did not. It was actually better because I learned Spanish because of that, because there was no English here. It's more, you will have more people than Spain that speak English. So I could make do with what I have right here. But in Spain, it was oof. But it was more organized. So here, not organized in the sense you would go to these government buildings where you have to do electricity.
And you have to go 6 a.m. and wait until 2.
Yeah, and you have no idea. I went there at 6, literally at 6, waiting outside to go in, and there was no signs or anything like this. Okay, but you make it work. But yes, it is difficult.
Once you set it up, you don't have to worry about it.
At all.
But it takes time in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and fun fact, I paid 50 euros more to have my electricity set up quicker than the original date. So they told me if I pay more, they come instead of 3 weeks. It was like a little bribe.
That's how probably they robbed you or something like that.
Yeah. There was no receipt, but I didn't care.
Exactly. But this is common. Like, for example, when you go to the DMV to change the name on a vehicle, usually to take the new license, it takes like, to be under your name, I mean the license of a bike, it usually takes like a month and a half. If you slip a 20 euro in the old one, you're going to have it in 10 minutes.
which is fine. Instead of waiting 3 weeks for the power to go on, it came in 10 days, something like that.
The good thing with corruption in Greece is that it's...
The thing with corruption.
The thing is that everybody's corrupted. So it's not just the politicians fucking over the rest. You can also do some small corruption here and there to get what you want a bit quicker.
It's insane. It's actually also when I went, because I'm not a European citizen.
Are you going to say about the passport?
Do it. Okay, I'll say the passport. I don't want to get the people in trouble. No, but okay. No, never mind. So
I will get them in trouble.
During COVID, nobody was traveling. I wasn't traveling. So my passport expired and I didn't realize. So I had to renew my permit here in Greece, my residence permit. So I'm doing the papers and I realized the passport was expired. So I tell the company, because they helped me out with this, I told them, hey, my passport expired. They're like, they took it very seriously. I'm like, what? They're like, no, if your passport's expired, we won't be able to renew the permit on time. That means we'll have to technically, we won't fire you, but technically on paper, we have to fire you and rehire and blah, blah. You have to get this fixed. I'm like, okay. So I take the day off from work. And I go to the Lebanese embassy, and I go there, and I'm like,
Lebanese embassy in Greece.
Yes.
That's like a combination that kills. I don't know.
okay. So I go there, and I explain my situation. I'm like, I really need it very quickly. I know it's my fault, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, la, 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 don't worry. We'll do something. I'm like, what? But they're amazing. Shout out. I don't remember their names, but they're amazing.
How long did they tell you that it would normally take?
It would have taken 2-3 weeks.
Lol.
Minimum, because they have to send the request to Lebanon, blah, blah, blah. So they said, what we can do for you, we'll put your passport with the diplomatic passports, because the diplomatic passports have priority. They're done quicker. I'm like, would they really? Like, yes. So anyway, I get my passport, guys, in 5-6 days. It was amazing. It was super quick, so no issues. But when I opened the passport, it had a stamp that says diplomatic passport.
So Joe is not just a podcaster, he's a diplomat.
I'm a fucking diplomat, mate. So literally, I still have the stamp on my passport, diplomatic passport, and like a number, which I have no idea what it means. But yes. See?
Bravo.
No.
For me, when I went to get my passport from the police here, I was expecting just because it's Greece to take, I don't know, 3 years or something. But like I had it in 2 days.
What did you do? How much did you pay?
I didn't. Like
Really?
you pay 80 euros for the passport itself.
It's super cheap.
Yes.
That's more expensive than most countries, but in Lebanon, to renew your passport is like $200.
No, for us it's like 80 euros to get it the first time, but then if it expires, it's cheaper. But also it's active for 10 years.
For us, it's 200, I think, for 5 years. Last time I
And you
checked.
can suck our dick if you want.
That's corrupt country.
And I was talking the other day with Ali, and I was talking about, because he sent me his documents to switch the name of the bikes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I saw his like height, and we're talking about that, like how in Germany they're like, he told me they're super strict and they will measure you on the spot and whatever. And I'm like, okay, because like on paper I'm shorter than him, but I think we're like on the same height. And I was like, what the fuck? Has it been a lie to me the whole year that I'm like shorter than I actually am? And I just told him, which is like a super Greek thing, that when I went for my passport, the police just looked at me like with their eye. They're like, okay, I see you're 172, 3.
Looks about right.
I was literally sitting down. They never measured me.
Seriously?
Yes.
Holy
And
shit.
also, when I went to the office to switch the names, it was closed. Even though they're open until 1:30, they were closed. And then I noticed like a paper sticked on the door that said, I went to the bakery to get some bread. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
I've lived through that kind of stuff here. It's hilarious. One time I was when you switch areas, and I've switched many times, you have to go register at the local office for tax purposes. That I live not anymore in Calite, I live in Atike or something. And I remember going there, and the lady that was doing the paperwork suddenly went and put a paper. She wrote something and put a paper. And so I asked one of the people in front of me, like, what happened? I mean, is she coming back? What happened? He said, yes, she's going to go get a coffee. She'll be back.
I mean, can you blame her?
When the Fredo Espresso vibes there, it's just
when
there.
the Fredo Espresso kicks in, you need it.
But to me, it was super weird. But okay, now nothing's weird
This is
anymore.
the Greek way. We're very relaxed, you know?
Yeah. And I've heard as well, in those circles, it's all... You know somebody, so they get you in. It's not like, they open a job, there's job opening.
To get a job as a public, I don't know, clerk, how the fuck you would call it in English, it's difficult because they technically post from time to time when they need someone, but these people are permanently there. They cannot get fired.
Yeah. Which is bad, to be honest, because you're shit,
you have people that they got the job like in the fucking 80s or 90s, that they knew someone on the government. So that's how it worked in Greece. Like when you were running for a politician in Corinth, in Athens, whatever location you were, and you knew someone that they knew people, and they were like, okay, you're going to get, I don't know, 200 votes from me. I want you to put my son to have a permanent job. That's how it worked. So right now you have people in the public sector that they have had this job for the past 30 years, that they are dead inside, as you can understand.
You can see it on their faces.
And they don't give a fuck. They cannot get fired. So they really don't give a fuck. They do whatever they want. which I respect, to be honest.
Oh, fuck that. One huge difference, since we're talking about Athens, that kind of thing. For example, here, more leaning towards English, which is great. In Spain, not at all. When I lived in the south of Spain, I also had to go through these hoops to get electricity, paper, that kind of thing. One thing that was there, organized. Everything was organized. Even though my Spanish at that time wasn't that strong, I could figure it out, and it was super streamlined. So yeah.
For us, it's not like every time, for some reason, I have to go to any public related shit. I hate it because I know that it's gonna take the whole day. You go with every single fucking paper in existence. I don't know, your fucking ID, the paper from your family, where you're living, your phone bill. I don't know, like 10 different papers. You go there, they tell you...
You forgot one.
You wait 2 hours. You go there, they check you. I'm sorry, but you're missing this. You need to come tomorrow. And then you go tomorrow. You wait another 2 hours. You go there and they tell you, okay, you have all the correct papers. Now I want you to go on the 3rd floor to get the stamp from Protocolo. And then when you get the stamp, come down, you go up, you get the stamp. Then they tell you, actually, this is not the correct floor. Go to the 5th. You go to the 5th. Then they give you the fucking stamp. Then you have to go down again. They'll tell you, okay, now from my end, you're done. Now go to the Fterokolo, how the fuck they call it, and get another stamp. And it's like a whole thing.
I've had this feedback from many people who work at the company, because a lot of people who come work in our company are not Greek in general. They have the same issue with banks. So the bank tells them, you need this and this and this and this. They go, they wait in line 2 hours or whatever to talk to somebody, to open a bank account, and you don't have this paper. But when I called you didn't tell me I needed this paper. Oh no, you need this paper. I cannot do anything. Goodbye.
This fucking protocolo. This should be the name of the episode.
What is it?
Fucking protocolo.
Let's fucking go with it.
Anyway, so...
But to be honest, there's a lot of positives in living in Athens. You see young kids jumping the metro line. You don't have to pay for the metro if you want.
Kala, we are very supportive of each other. You buy a ticket, you leave it for the next one.
I love that. So here, one of the, let's say, common practices, if you have a metro card and you have, 70 minutes left on it, you leave it at the entryway, so somebody else can take it and go and not have to pay.
Like back in the day, because those are kind of new, we just had like paper tickets that you had to like put them in a machine to validate them. Like they were literally printing the timestamp. So that's what we were doing, and then they made it more modern. So now we actually have like how you call this shit? Like bars. That you need to scan a card to
like
move
a
the
scanning
bar.
thingy. Yeah.
So right now, if you have like a monthly card, okay, obviously you're not gonna leave that because it's a monthly card. But if you get like one-use paper
from the machine,
yes, like they are for like 90 minutes. You take the metro where you want to go, and if you know that you're not going to come back within those 90 minutes, you just leave it for the next one, so they don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
But this is common practice for everyone. Like we just know to do it.
It's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because,
in Malacca, in the fucking, I don't know, like securities or whatever in the metro, if they see you, they will take it and throw it away.
Really?
Yes, not everybody, but people, or like cleaning ladies, obviously they have to do it. It's not that, but Malacca leave them. I mean...
It's a good thing and bad thing. It's a good thing, okay, people are helping each other out. It's a bad thing because in theory, let's say, people should buy a ticket so the metros and Electrico are upheld, like maintenance, that kind of thing. Now, I don't know if it actually goes to that, the money they make. That's the thing. If it does, people should buy. But yeah, it's a super common practice here, everywhere, in all the stations.
I don't even know if it's public anymore or if it's private. Because if it's private, don't ever fucking...
Don't give them money.
Because they have been selling a lot of Greek public property to private companies. So I don't know if it's actually...
While you look, also, fun tip for you. So in the metros, you might get checked. It's rare. Usually it happens at the airport station or in Piraeus. They will check if you paid for your ticket. In general, other stations do not. I've never been checked in Kalithea, Tavros, Petralona, Attiki, Agios Nikolaos, Eleftherios.
Okay,
they never check.
It's public. We paid from our taxes. It's fine.
So yeah, maybe better to buy. Also, buses, nobody like there is a machine where you can scan it. Nobody
Malaga,
pays.
even if there is an inspector, usually inspectors are like in big hubs, like in the airport, but the ticket is like 10 euros, or in Syntagma or whatever. They're not going to be in a random bus in Kalithea. And even if the catch you is like, 30 euros? I mean, if you're going to do it a year for free, you already made that money.
But never. I've been here for years now.
Not that we do it. We of course pay for our tickets,
I
but for others, what they're doing.
I support the local economy. But in general, you can get away. Not in general, you really can get away going around the city without paying for a bus ticket. Metro depends on the station. Usually it's Piraeus and airport, but other than that, I've never had an issue. Not I pay, but I see like nobody's ever checked my ticket.
Okay, now
I feel like it's such a like.
No, it's okay. Just to take it on a different spin, I just want to say that me myself personally, I hate Athens.
¿Por qué?
Like I hate it for real. I agree with Ali because we had this small discussion that it's a very urban city, and it's true.
Too urbanized, honestly.
But I come from a village, okay? I'm a village boy.
Oh.
Because I grew up in a village, obviously, or next to a small town, I just didn't feel like I fitted there. Like I really wanted to go. And I came to Athens in the beginning. I was like super happy and amazed that, okay, big city, la la la. The thing is that I don't come from like a rich family or whatever, so I really had to work to live.
Oh, you're so poor.
Not anymore. So when I came to Athens, it was a struggle for me. Like I was literally just working to pay my rent and go to my university. Like that was my life. Like I remember that I didn't have money to get a beer. I was going out with my friends, getting nothing. So the first years of my life in Athens was terrible. I mean, I didn't enjoy anything. I was just working all day. So Athens to me was just working all day. Commute doesn't work. Okay, I bought a bike almost immediately when I came to Athens. But then you also have the shit show that is Greek drivers, that they will literally kill you every 2 minutes. Any tourist that comes in Greece, be careful.
Look both ways.
Look both ways. Even if you have a green light for pedestrians and you're on a crosswalk, they will run you over. They don't give a fuck. Be careful.
On that point, I'll just add something before you continue.
Yes, of course, you can interrupt me. Thank you.
Drama. Is even for if you're thinking about coming here, even if it's a green light, even if you're on the sidewalk, look both ways, because delivery motorbikes, they will drive on crossroads. Crosswalks? I don't know.
Pavements?
Pavements, like where people live.
Of course we will. We are paying for our license every year. Yeah. Of course we're going to drive everywhere that the wheel can go.
So yeah, just be careful. Okay, sorry, keep going.
Okay, thank you for interrupting to say the same thing I'm saying. Thank you.
You didn't say that specifically, but you're welcome.
I was about to.
Okay, go for it.
So, yes, well, be careful. Like I literally, like 2 weeks ago, I was walking with my girlfriend to go to the center. What?
Sorry, I have to say something here.
Interrupting me again. Okay?
You're fucking crazy. He will cross a street and a car would be speeding 100 kilometers and he'll be walking. We're like, Malaka, you're gonna die.
I can be a martyr. I can make a sacrifice. I want to make them European. Like, I really, like, one of my dreams is a taxi driver to hit me on a crosswalk. Because, like, that's the fucked up thing with Greek drivers, that all of the regulations that we have for driving, they say that the pedestrian is always right. Like, if I literally jump on a car intentionally, it's the driver's fault that they didn't stop on time. That's the rules in Greece. Like, you can go to jail. Still, they don't give a fuck. They will run you over. So what I'm doing is that if there is a crosswalk, I'm not even looking. I'm just walking. If they're going to hit me, fuck them.
Nah, but okay, you don't need to be a martyr and get hit by a car to...
I'm going to make them European the hard way, even if I have to break my legs. Anyway, so I was walking with my girlfriend in the center, going from Exarchia to actually like Monasteraki, the center, which the center of Athens, I love it. It's the rest of Athens that is terrible. Like in the center, like beautiful, you have the Acropolis, the ancient, like it's very nice and cozy, but then you go to the other areas and it's just shit. Like you have nothing to do pretty much. It's just buildings everywhere. Anyway, as we were walking, there was some kind of event on a building that is under, how you call it? Fuck. When anarchists go and take over a place and they just stay there.
A riot?
No, it wasn't a riot.
A sit-in?
What?
Invasion?
Κατάληψη in Greek. I don't remember in English. When they just occupy a building and just stay there.
Yeah, occupation.
So, and they had like outside of Rex, which is actually a very famous building, at least in Athens. And they had some kind of music thing. They were playing music. And so the police had closed the road. So obviously a lot of traffic because it's one of the mainest, it's Akademias, Πανεπιστημίου. Πανεπιστημίου, I think is the name of the street. And it was like, it's a 4-lane road and they literally just closed it. So, okay, a lot of cars. And I was walking, like the cars were stopped. And I was about to cross the street on a crosswalk with a green light for pedestrians. And as I'm walking, my guy was like, look out. And I just bumped on a car, like with my, like he hit me and I fell like with my arm. And it was like a 70-year-old inside. And he looks at me like in an angry way. And I'm like, what the fuck? Can you, actually I was very polite. I was like, are you not looking where you're driving? And he replied to me like, don't you see how many cars are here? We're stuck. As if that's enough an excuse to be like, yeah, I will run you over with my car because there are a lot of cars and I'm in a hurry. Like, fuck you, malaka. Am I not supposed to walk
on a goddamn fucking paved walk? If that's even a word.
Kala, if I ever get hit by a car, and it's the thing is that like it should be a taxi because taxi drivers, I don't.
You just wanted to be.
I don't really like them, and also they are professional drivers, so they will give me more money as compensation.
Great. You lose 2 legs, but you get money.
I mean,
worth.
It's a valid offer, you know. And what else? And I remember one day I was driving with my car to go back home, and I just saw like it was a junkie, I think, and she literally jumped on the car in front of me to commit suicide, to get insurance money. I don't know. On a very main street to the left lane that you're supposed to speed, and she just rolled over the car, and I changed the brakes on my car like 2 days before that, and just hit the brakes, and her head was like next to my wheel.
Shit.
And I had like my 4x4. It was like a big car, like a full metal, big wheels, like I would have killed her. And I had to stay the whole thing because I was a witness, and the police came, and they told the guy that it's your fault, even though I told them that she intentionally jumped on the car. And the police told me, yeah, junkies or people that they want to get money from insurance, they do that on purpose.
Sounds fun, yeah.
Yeah, but still, because based on the rules, the driver is the one that's at fault.
That's so stupid to me.
Yeah, and we still drive like malakis. We will park our cars everywhere because, again, there is no planning, there is no parking in Athens. So you literally are looking, I don't know, I remember times that I was trying to park outside my house and I was looking 40 minutes for a parking, and then you put it on a pavement and you can get a ticket. But this is how it works. Like either you find a parking space, or you don't, and then you hope that you're not gonna get a ticket.
That's my.
But sometimes it's really more worth it to get a ticket than actually.
Really.
Yes, because if you're gonna pay in the center of Athens for a parking for your car, it's gonna be like 10 euros the first hour, and then it could be like 5 euros the next. So if you wanna go there for a few hours, you're gonna end up paying 30 euros. If you leave it somewhere that you shouldn't, the ticket's gonna be 40.
Ella, the other day I was in the
center. And that's if you're gonna get a ticket.
The other day I was in the center and there was a line of cars, all of them with tickets. Now it makes sense. All of them had tickets at the window.
Yes.
Okay. This is actually my biggest word of the day issue. This was my biggest qualm with Athens in general. It's so overcrowded. It's so overbuilt. You don't have enough.
We don't have infrastructure.
Like it shouldn't. It's not supposed to support the amount of people because half the country lives here. It's like 10 million people in Greece. 5 million live in Athens, basically.
It's nice that we have a sense of freedom in Greece. Like we're not like we're not following the rules, and the police is okay with that, because in other countries you cannot even think about not following the rules.
Yeah.
Here even you get, like, I usually drive my bike without a helmet, and I know I'm an asshole, I should, but for some reason I, like in the car, I will always wear the seatbelt immediately.
Learn to be wild.
But with the bike I don't like, obviously you are supposed to wear like reflective jackets and shit like that. I don't. I have a fake license plate on the bike. Haha, comedic purposes.
Comedic purposes, Mark Zuckerberg, yeah.
And I know that all of these are wrong, and I still don't give a fuck. But also, if the police pulls me over, I know that I can tell them, guys, I know I'm an asshole, and they can let me go. Which in other countries that never happens. Like if you're speeding in other countries, you'll get a ticket. If you're speeding here, like, okay, true story from a friend of mine who's a doctor. I'm talking about you. he's a doctor, okay? So what he does to park in Athens, like, okay, super random, but love the guy. If you want to park in Athens because you cannot find parking in the center, like in fucking Syntagma, he will park like in the wrongest, like in the middle of the road or something. He will lift the trunk of the car and put the triangle that he has a technical issue, and he leaves a paper saying that I have a technical issue with the car, be right back with the mechanic or something. He just leaves the car there, picks it up later. Another time, he went through, because he doesn't want to wait for red lights, he just goes through red lights, and then the police pulled him over. I don't remember if it was him or his brother or something, and they pulled him over. Like, you just passed like 3 red lights, and his reply is, yes, and I will pass way more. It's like, what are you saying? Like, I'm sorry, I'm a doctor. I have an emergency. I'm running to the hospital. And the police is like, I'm so sorry. We're going to escort you.
No, that's not okay. It's not okay. No, but don't you think you and Yorgos talking to you are part of the problem then?
This is how we're brought up. This is how we, like, I kid you not, the only time that I went driving outside of Greece, I went to Italy with my motorcycle in 2015 or something. First day, like next day, like I arrived in the night. Next day, the police confiscated my bike.
Why?
Because I wasn't wearing a helmet.
There you go.
And I left my bike in Italy for 2 months. I came back to Greece and then I went to January to pick it up.
There you go.
Like, I know, like if I drive in any other country, I'm going to get a ticket. Like when I went to Sweden with my girlfriend, she drank a bit more. So I was driving, which is weird to me that if you drink like a beer, you shouldn't drive. Here, it depends on your feeling.
Amazing.
Okay, no, that's wrong. I don't drink and drive, but the limits are not as strict as they are in Sweden. So I was driving and I was going like 50 kilometers an hour. It's like, you're going too fast, you slow down. I'm like, I'm going 50. Yeah, but it's a 30 kilometers road. This thing in Greece doesn't exist. There is no limit in Greece. Like we go as fast as we feel like it, which is not a good thing, obviously. I'm not saying it to flex. It's retarded, but this is how it works.
But you see,
and I remember I was walking in a heavily populated area in Iraklio, in the north of Athens. And as we were walking, I was walking. Again, there was a literal stop for the car, which stop by our regulations mean that you literally need to completely stop the car, 0 kilometers. And there was a crosswalk, which means that I need to go first. And the car was going like 80 kilometers an hour. And I tried to walk because I see the stop and I'm like, obviously they're going to stop because they have to. I mean, even just to check other cars. He was going like 80. He stops like very close to me, like next to me. He was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, are you malakas? Like, what do you think? What am I doing? He's like, okay, I was stopped because I have a new car, but next one's going to run you over. And I'm like, malaka, what are you saying? You have a license to drive. You see a stop that you're supposed to completely immobilize the car. I'm on a crosswalk and you're telling me that the next one will kill me because I'm walking on a crosswalk.
I have to tell you
that's not normal.
Wait, I have to tell you something. To be fair, you're gonna hate me.
But I like the topic. I can talk shit about Greeks all day.
No, I can see that. I have to tell you something. You're gonna hate me, but you cannot give him shit that he didn't stop. Well, you will not wear a jacket that's flashing or whatever.
I'm not out to kill anyone, malaka. I always stop in crosswalk. I always allow the pedestrians.
Yeah, but you can choose rules to follow and rules to not follow. This is what
malaka,
I mean.
I'm not telling him, why are you not wearing your seatbelt? If he dies on a car crash, it's his fault. Like if I fall down, I'm not wearing my helmet, it's my fault, and I know that I'm wrong, okay? And I do wear my helmet, just not every time. And like, I wore it today, as you saw.
Bravo.
Like I do sometimes, just depends. Like if I'm going somewhere close, I'm bored to wear it. Like other times, like even on short distances, if I have the helmet next to me, I'm gonna bring it. It's just that usually I don't.
But you understand my point.
Yeah,
right?
but like I always stop at stops. I always allow the pedestrians.
Okay,
like I'm trying to civilize the Greeks sometimes. And also the worst thing driving a motorcycle in Greece is that every single fucking time, like when you drive in Greece, you're about to get killed every 5 minutes, and every single time that a car like close you off, and you honk at them, and you're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" They will always tell you, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you." That's the reply, as if this tells anything. And also, malaka, it's not that you didn't see me; you didn't look for me. You didn't even look behind you before you open the door, before you switch lanes or whatever. Drives me nuts.
Oh, what can you do?
What can you do?
But for the positive side, so yes, it is very overcrowded. No
Be positive. No positive.
Perimene. Rules are optional in general here, but
Malaka, if you are a tourist or something, I'm sorry.
Let me talk.
I know. Fun fact: in my village, a friend of mine just bought a new bike like 5 years ago. He was driving without a helmet, and he didn't have paid for insurance, which you should. In front of him, there was a car with gypsies, okay, and they had like maybe a stolen car, non-license plates on the car, half broken with 20 people on the car, which is super illegal. And they pull over my friend. And he's like, guys, why are you not pulling over them? And they replied to him that, yeah, these people don't have papers, so they're not going to even try. So you that you are Greek and you have papers, okay, we're going to give you a 600 euro fine.
No, that's not true, because usually I see the police always stopping people of color.
That's in Athens, not in my
Because honestly, like, it's insane. Every single time I see police stopping somebody, it's somebody with a darker complexion. It's yeah.
They stop us as well. It really depends on the policeman. That's the thing in Greece. You can get pulled over by the best policeman ever and they're gonna be silly. You can also get pulled over and you're gonna get searched in the butthole or something. It really depends.
All right, I just wanted to give a shout out to Athens as well. It's not all the doom and gloom. Come on, there's a lot of looseness with the rules and that kind of thing. Yes, Mari, you just want to say something? Get it out, then let me talk, Malaka.
I didn't even open my mouth.
Oh, okay, you wanted to say something?
No.
Okay.
Fuck
so,
you.
The positive thing about it, though, it is like. Sometimes it's hard to live here because it's so crowded and blah blah blah, as Marius said, for like 50 minutes. But a really great nightlife, nice atmosphere. When you go to the center as well, it's a really nice atmosphere. Everything opens up till very late at night. You can order out whenever you want. I know some people I know, like in Hungary, even in Germany, after a certain time you cannot order anything. Everything's closed. Here you have everything open for, not everything, a lot of things open. You can order out. You can stay out until 8 o'clock in the morning if you want to. It's a very international city. There's people from everywhere. You meet really different types of people from all walks of life. So it is very interesting. It's never boring. You can give it that. It's never boring.
You're trying to close the episode in a positive manner. I will not allow it.
No. I said, like, I have a lot of issues with it. Super overcrowded, super expensive as well. Like, you cannot find an apartment.
That's what I want to mention.
Salaries are not great at all.
Look, it's true. Like, Athens has a very nice nightlife and you can always do whatever you want. Like, there's no stopping. Like, you can order delivery, which is free. In other countries, you need to pay for delivery. Here, it's free. Very good food. Like, you have things to see. You have like a lot of culture. Go to see like museums, ancient buildings and whatnot. So obviously there are a lot of good things in Athens, but that's for tourism, not for staying here. Like, if you come for a week, for me, first of all, don't come to Athens, because the rest of the Greece is like, when you come
for 2 days.
Yes, 2 days in Athens and then just go to the rest of Greece. Like, it's for me, when I went to Norway, I went to Oslo. It was one of the most boring cities I have been. But I'm not going to say Norway is trash because I didn't like Oslo, because I know that the rest of the country was going to be amazing in nature and whatnot, which is the same in Greece. Like, if you come and stay in Athens, you are going to think that Greece is the shittiest place ever, because Athens is overpopulated and doesn't have enough infrastructure. Like, if it snows, you don't have electricity. If it rains, you get flooded. If it's too warm, which is a country that lives off being like a warm climate, we have fires. You might die. So that's the thing. But if you go to the rest of Greece, even
it's beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Not even the islands, by the way. Give a shout out to mainland Greece, because if you go a little bit north, there's amazing things.
You don't even have to go north. Like the Peloponnese, which is south of Athens, which is where I'm from, is one of the most beautiful, not places, like geographical locations in Greece, because Greece is like very mountainous, but sea is gonna be next to you anywhere you go, and we have like rivers and waterfalls and Nafplio. So the rest of Greece for me, it's like very beautiful. Being from the Peloponnese, and I have been around the Peloponnese everywhere. Island hopping is also very nice, because different islands have different things and it's very nice. And again, we have a very strong culture in Greece. But then Athens is a shit show. Yes, it has the positives, nightlife. You can find anything you want at any point. But if you're going to come as a tourist, come for 2-3 days and then go and see the rest of Greece. If you're going to live here, it's fucked up.
Long term, it's tiring,
As I told you when we were coming to your house. When I first came in Athens 2013, like the rents back in the day, you would get a very good apartment for like 200, 300 euros, like maximum. Like I remember I had like an 80 square meter with 2 balconies house for 250. But then, like back in the day, if you would pay 500 euros for rent, you would have a place with a pool. I don't know. It would have been brand new and furnished and whatever. That was the expensive rent back in the day. And then Airbnb happened, and the government is really pushing. Like if the government could have whole of Athens being hotels and Airbnbs, they would have done it. They don't want locals. They don't want, like, the prices of rents and whatever has skyrocketed.
Like to an unimaginable, undoable proportion, honestly.
Like what 500 euros was like 7 years ago, like with 500 euros you would have the most amazing place. Right now you need 500 euros for a basement.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the buildings that we have in Athens, they were mostly built in the 70s. So the buildings are from the 70s. So if you're going to find a new building that's from, I don't know, the 2000s.
Good luck.
Yeah, even if you do, because they're not a lot, the rent's going to be like 800, 900, 1,000 euros.
And we're talking like shit apartment. Not shit, but like
as
basic.
If we're in fucking New York, Malaka. And that's because of like no regulations from the government and Airbnb and whatnot. And then the salaries in Greece are trash.
They haven't increased. Everything else is more expensive. Food, coffee, electricity, water,
gas,
everything. But the salaries just keep going down for some reason.
And like the medium salary in Greece, because yes, if you Google it, it's going to say 1,200, which is a lie. Because how they calculate that is that you have, I don't know, 11 million people that they make 600 euros. And then you have 4 ship owners that they make 3 billion a month.
Yeah,
so they say, okay, the average is 1,000. Which is not true. Like most Greeks, they make 650 euros, 700 euros that they're supposed to live out of that and pay rent and have a family and live their life.
Impossible.
So it's super fucked up when you have a poor country that on paper is a first world country, whatever, that we owe a shit ton of money to everyone. You don't make any money and then everything increases and you're supposed to stay in a city to work, to have enough money to live, and then you try to find a house to stay and you need to have a roommate, and then you're gonna still have to pay, maybe if you're like a third of your salary, or maybe half of your salary if you include bills, just to stay somewhere and work, and that's it.
Yeah, true. It's extremely undoable, to be honest. I don't know how somebody who makes 600, 700 can live here. It's impossible unless they live with 4 other people.
They live with their family probably, so they have food, they have rent, but still, I mean, it really fucks up your psyche when you are like, I don't know, like 25, 30 and you're working somewhere and you're like, okay, it's going to get better, but it doesn't get better for the past 10 years, and you make 700 euros and you live with your parents and you know that you cannot do anything else. Like even like fucking engineering, with an engineering degree, you're going to start somewhere getting 600 euros, the minimum.
So honestly, Greek government, do better for your people.
No, Greek government, fuck off.
Or that. All right, I think we can wrap it up.
Can we though?
We can talk for 2 more hours.
I can talk shit about Greece non-stop. So for me, if you're a tourist and you want to come to Athens, you're gonna enjoy it. We are a very touristic country, so we will take care of you. Just be careful of your wallets if you go to very crowded places.
One quote I saw that's super true. For Greeks, if you're coming here for vacation, they love you, but if you stay, they hate you.
True.
Keep going.
So if you're gonna come for vacation in Greece, don't come to Athens. Like if you can come for like 2 days, yes, do it. Come for 2 days, stay in the center, go around, see museums, see the ancient ruins, then go island hopping and enjoy your life. Shout out Thessaloniki is a better city than Athens to me. If you're gonna stay here, good luck. Like again, okay, it really depends on you. Like if you like suburbia and I don't know, a super urban city that is a chaos, you might.
A lot of pigeons.
Yes, and be careful with the pigeons; they will take a shit on you.
They will.
Popo, do you remember the day that text you that I was walking to work and Malaka? I was walking to work with my girlfriend because I didn't take my bike because after work I was supposed to take the train and go to my village. So we were walking to get the metro. And Malaka, a pigeon had diarrhea on me. Like it really took a shit everywhere. Like my head, t-shirt, pants, shoes, socks, backpack. There was nothing that didn't have pigeon shit. And I went to an Everest, which is like a Greek subway, let's say. And I had the good thing is that because I was going to my village, I had a backpack full of shit, like clothes. Mm-hmm. I literally washed my hair in the sink of the place, and I changed my clothes. But still, my backpack was smelling like pigeon shit the whole day.
They say it's good luck.
I don't have the best of lucks. The most disgusting thing. Hope it doesn't. Bring an umbrella. In any case, you can leave a comment below and tell us if you have been here, if you like it or not. I will say that I really don't. If I could be in my village, because in my village, apart from my off-grid living, like to rent a house, you're gonna have a very amazing house next to the sea with an amazing view, and you're gonna pay $250. Anyway, fuck you, government.
All right, well, thank you guys for hopping along for the ride.
For my rant.
Basically. All right.
We should do a part 2. Like, I don't think I'm done.
We'll talk about it.
I hope you enjoy and I hope you agree. If you disagree, don't tell me. I don't care. I hate Athens. So, yes.
All right. It's okay for me. It's okay. It's whatever. All right. So, have a great one and bye.
Bye.